Hello and welcome back to the Gubba Homestead. I'm Gubba, and in our last video you guys saw me prep the garden bed. Well, actually I didn't prep it, I'm prepping it today, but I weeded it because it was just a bed of weeds. So today I'm going to be prepping it with a compost. I believe it's called a green compost. I'm going to double check that. But before we start doing that, make sure to subscribe and like the video. I'm a first-time homesteader. My great-grandparents all homesteaded, so I'm kind of carrying on the tradition. I'm definitely new at this, so I appreciate all the feedback, the tips and everything, because I'm literally just trying my best and going off of what I've read, and I'm definitely learning as I go. Okay, so I just looked it up and it's called a sheet compost when you use manure. When you use manure and you cover your garden bed, and so this will help the garden bed come into spring and help my plants be more healthy and maybe even get an earlier start, I believe. And I have two dogs out with me right now. It's been kind of a crazy morning on the homestead. I've spent like the last 2 hours helping out the dogs with some stuff that one of the dogs has going on, and then I have two dogs out right now, and then nobody was listening. And then the cherry to the cake was I had my breakfast just like chilling there, is just like a piece of toast, and they ate it. And so because I was just running around, I set it down and then they got into it. I have to keep a constant eye on the dogs. They're pretty good, but I do have cows on my property right now, and it's not good for dogs to go and chase livestock. So I've been working with them and they're pretty good, but when they get far off, I always recall them, especially since I have my dog Kintla, who I've had since birth, and then the other two dogs were adoptions from a friend, and so they're just still getting used to me, and I don't want anything dangerous. I don't want them to be out chasing livestock, and it's my fault. But because the livestock's on my property, I'm able to catch it, and it wouldn't be as bad if it wasn't on my property. So I'm constantly looking out there, and I have my collars. One's a tracking collar and the other one is just a beep collar. But yes, today we're going to be sheet composting. I have this broken wheelbarrow. Well, it's partially broken. It has a part that needs some screws, and then a little shovel that I'm gonna be taking out to where the cows are. I'm gonna be shoveling up some manure, bringing it back here, and I'm just gonna be shoveling it, mixing it in, and then at the end we're gonna put tons of leaves over it. We're gonna cover it with hopefully like 2 inches of leaves, and then the leaves decompose. It just makes the soil beautiful and ready to go in the spring. So I'm gonna get started and go over there. This is the field where I'm going to be getting the manure from. That's a hot fence, so I'm going to be crossing it. Hopefully nothing crazy happens, but there's just some manure right over the fence, and I'm going to pop it into the wheelbarrow, and then we're going to take it back to our garden and do some composting. I'm like kind of out of breath from just getting everything set up. But yeah, the cows, you're probably going to hear them mooing. They're really cute. So I got the whole herd out here. Hi. They probably think I have food or something, but I can't really shovel the cow pies when they're all out here. I mean, I guess I could, but then, okay, part of me is like, just like the tiniest bit uncomfortable, just because, I mean, this is all new to me, and I'm like, are they gonna charge? That sounds so silly. I've like seen and been around cows my whole life, not super up close, but I mean, that they know that I'm vegetarian. Okay, so the whole crew's coming over, so like this is only half the herd, so the whole crew's coming, so I'm probably just gonna wait for a little bit. I guess this is part of an adventure of a first-time homesteader getting more comfortable around the animals. They're not my cows, so that's also partially why I'm not super comfortable around them yet. I just haven't spent more time around them, but when the farmer comes, he brings his little kids, and the little kids are out there running, so that gives me confidence, but okay. We'll resume here shortly. We are back scooping some manure. The cows are gone. There's no more barrier or hot fence. And you guys can see where they came up to, like the grass is still like green, and then where they were, like all brown and cow pie field. So I'm gonna fill up this wheel barrel with some manure and then take it over my garden bed and work it in. So let's do it. Kintla is barking right now, so I'm gonna go see what her deal's up, and then maybe she'll come out here depending on what she's gurring about. All right, so I'm back and I have a helper, and basically I'm gonna be going out to the cow pie field and dodging all the cow pies while trying to scoop up all the cow pies. I'm literally just using my snow boots. I need to get like some muck boots, like muck, you know, so then I can go into the muck and muck around. I'm essentially racing against the clock right now, like the weather, like it's overcast, rainy, snow's probably gonna be coming, so like I need to get this done. Like I have to get my garden prepped. So I just moved down a little bit, and the wheelbarrow is getting a little too heavy for me to push through all this grass because it's kind of a barrier to go through. So I'm just gonna shovel a little more, and then we're gonna take it over to my garden. So I've decided I'm actually gonna just like keep scooping because I don't want to make multiple trips over to my garden. It's not super far. I'm convinced I can push it. It's gonna be like my home gym exercise, pushing this full wheelbarrow of poo. But the garden bed's pretty big, so I brought the wheelbarrow over, and it's definitely easier to move on the grass that's been eaten. I'll take it back through the poo field, through the grass, then to my garden. But I'm definitely gonna get some more, and I'm trying not to like step in it, but I feel like that's kind of impossible. All right, so I'm done scooping manure, and I'm just gonna go back to my garden, and I'm gonna work with what I have because I have tons and tons of leaves. So I'm also just gonna put the manure on top, mix it into the soil, and then I'm gonna put leaves on top of that, and then it's gonna break down over winter, and it's gonna be beautiful for my spring garden beds. I think I'm gonna be moving this probably tomorrow, so I'm gonna leave this out here tonight. Because there's some other chores that I want to go and get done. I'm gonna go measure my garden bed, get a plan, and then come back tomorrow and get this sorted out. Okay, I have great news. The manure has thawed. So I posted on my Instagram stories that the manure was too frozen to actually put onto the bed. So I couldn't do anything with it because it was frozen solid because it got kind of cold, and I guess manure freezes. Anyway, so it's been rainy, kind of warming up and stuff. So the manure, I can like get it out with the shovel. So that's what we're gonna be doing. It's been about 2-ish weeks since I went and shoveled the manure. And then I got so preoccupied with so many other projects that I just haven't gotten to this. I realized I didn't get enough manure for how big this raised bed is, but that's okay. I have a ton of leaves that I'll be scooping up and throwing into the bed. Let's get scooping. Okay, this thing is gonna like fall over. All right, there's a chunk of manure. I'm like getting rain on me, and I'm freaking paranoid that it's manure pooey. Ew. I don't know if that was rain or if I felt a splash. So this wheelbarrow isn't the best one. It was left here. Ooh, oh my gosh! All right, we got the manure in the bed. It's not gonna cover all the bed. I'm just gonna mix it in to the best of my ability and call her good. And the manure will break down over the winter, leaving behind good soil. So I'm only gonna be able to cover about half the bed with the manure. That's okay. I've learned for next year how much manure I'll need. Are you coming to get water? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no. No, no. No, no. No way. Don't even think about it. Ooey, ooey, ah. Come on, let's go get Kent. So as you can see, the manure is like strewn about half of the garden. A little less than half, but I won't be going to the field to get more this season, so this is what I'm going to work with. This will compost over the winter and hopefully make my soil really nice. And I guess it'd be a good test because then I'll see how the plants do here versus down here in the spring and see if it was worth it. So now I'm going to rake up leaves, cover the bed with leaves, and call it good for the winter. So a lot of the stuff in the pile that I'm picking up is the stuff that I pulled when I cleaned out this garden bed. There's a video of it. The weeds were super high and everything, so a lot of the stuff has just been composting in place right here, and it's just gonna go back in and compost into the garden. Something that is so weird about working in this garden bed is I get like this sweet aroma smell. I don't know if it's from the tree. There's a pear tree that is in here, which they built the raised garden around the pear tree. I don't think that was a good idea though, because I know the roots and stuff can affect plants. Haven't looked into it further, just briefly. But I get this like sweet aroma that I feel like I've smelled before. Yeah, and I'm like, is that like gas? Like a natural gas? Like, I don't know what it is. It's so weird. Like, I just got the smell again. I don't know. All right, the garden bed is pretty much all covered. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss any adventures. I'm also not going to shred these leaves because it's my first year really gardening, so I want to see the difference between the shred leaves and the whole leaves. And it'll be interesting to see the difference between the soil with the manure and the non-manure. And if you have any ideas with that like sweet smelling aroma I keep getting around the garden bed, let me know because I'm so curious. But thank you so much for watching. Don't do anything I'm going to do. And thank you for coming to the Gubba Homestead. Bye!